In this video, we're going to take a look at how you find the area of a triangle. Now, to find the area of a triangle, you need to adapt the formula for the area of a parallelogram just by multiplying by a half. And instead of multiplying by a half, one other thing that you can do is actually divide by 2. It's the same exact thing. Okay, so you can see multiplying by 1/2. You can see this little tip right here is the same as dividing by the number 2. Okay, so we're going to take a look at why we divide by 2. Think about a parallelogram and a triangle. Actually, a triangle is actually half of a parallelogram. So if we're taking a look at this parallelogram here, if I make a diagonal line, you can see I have two triangles. To make it even more realistic for you, you can see I have a parallelogram here, and inside that parallelogram I have two triangles. So area of a triangle is going to be half of the formula, or half of the answer for area of a parallelogram. Okay, so unless it's a right triangle, the height will be indicated by a perpendicular line. Okay, so area for parallelogram, remember, is base times the height. Area for a triangle is base times height divided by 2, and this is the one that we are going to stick with here throughout this lesson. Area equals base times height divided by 2. If you want to do 1/2 times base times height, that's fine, but really the easier method is base times height, put that in parentheses, and then divide that by 2. Okay, so what we're going to do is take a look at some problems here. Okay, the first thing that we always want to do is write out our formula. Okay, so I will write base times height, put that in parentheses, divided by 2, and that's parentheses going to indicate that I need to do that first. Okay, after I do this, I'm going to plug in my numbers. The base is 4, height is 5. So 4 times 5 divided by 2. Okay, we're going to write one more A here. Okay, now I have 4 times 5, that's going to give me 20. Then I'll bring down my divided by 2. Okay, then I have 20 divided by 2, that's going to give me 10. Okay, now it's 10 feet. Just remember, still with area, 10 feet squared. Okay, so that's how you find the area of this triangle. Base times height divided by 2. Okay, we're going to take a look at another problem here. So my first step with this problem is writing down the formula, and area equals base times height, then parentheses divided by 2. I'm going to change my ink, just signify another step. I'm going to plug in my numbers. Area equals the base, which is 6.5. I'm going to change that fraction into a decimal. Okay, so 6.5 times 3.5. And we're going to divide that by 2. So now what I want to do is I want to multiply the two numbers in the parentheses. So I can put that right into my calculator. 6.5 times 3.5. That's going to give me 22 75/100ths. Actually going to change my ink for this. Area equals 22 75/100ths. We need to divide that by 2 now. Okay, so I will divide that 22 75/100ths by 2. So I'll just punch in divided by 2. That's going to give me 11 375,000ths. So area equals 11 375,000ths yards squared. I'm going to circle our answer. Okay, now for this next problem, what I want you to do is get out your math journal, pencil, and your calculator, and we're going to work through this problem together. So the first step, we want to write the formula down. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Okay, now my next step is we're going to plug in our numbers into the formula. So area equals the base, which is 12, times 7 2/10 divided by 2. And it's important to put your parentheses there so we can remember the order of operations. Now our next step is we're going to multiply the 12 times 7 2/10. We'll do that now. 12 times 7.2. It's going to give me 86 4/10. So I will write out A equals 86 4/10. We're going to write that divided by 2. And then my final step is to take that 86 4/10 and divide it by 2. So you may have to retype it in your calculator. If yours looks like mine, you can just type in divided by 2. That's going to give me 43 2/10. So area equals 43 2/10 centimeters squared. Circle that for our answer. Now what I want you to do is complete this problem all by yourself, and when you're finished you'll press play. So you want to press pause, complete the problem. When you're finished with it, press play, and I will have the whole problem written out for you with the answer. So I want you to pause the video right now. So the answer for this problem is 6 meters squared. Once again, base times height divided by 2 is the formula. Plug in the numbers 4 and 3 divided by 2, and then area equals 12 divided by 2 for the third step, and then finally the area is 6 meters squared. You probably did not need your calculator for this problem. Now here's one final problem that you can do all by yourself. So I'll have you press pause and then complete, and then press play, and you'll see the answer on the video. So I want you to pause the video right now. Okay, so you can see the answer for this problem is 4 yards squared. Once again, base times height divided by 2 is the formula. We punched in the numbers into the formula, just put those numbers in there. 4 times 2 divided by 2. 4 times 2 gave me 8. We divided that 8 by the 2, and we have our answer of 4 yards squared. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at finding missing measurements within the area of a triangle. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that first problem. The area is missing. We have a base of 8.1 millimeters and a height of 16 millimeters. So remember, area equals base times height divided by 2. Do this a little bit smaller here. Area equals the base is 8 1/10 times 16 divided by 2, and I will just do 8.1 times 16. It gives me 129 6/10. Change my ink, which I didn't do for the second one, but hopefully we'll be okay. A equals 129 6/10 now divided by 2. And we'll just take that, divide it by 2. That gives us 64 8/10 for our answer. So area equals 64 8/10 millimeters squared. And now what I want you to do is this next problem here. Okay, the area is missing, the base is given to you, 23 yards, height is 9 yards. Do that problem and then press play and you'll see the answer. So I want you to press pause on this video right now. Okay, so you can see for this answer the area is 103 and 5/10 yards squared. Once again, plug the numbers into the formula, and when you plug the numbers into the formula, you'll be for sure to get the correct answer as long as your calculations are correct. So 103 and 5/10 yards squared for this problem. Now we're going to take a look at when either the base or the height is missing. Okay, this is a little bit different from yesterday when we could just divide 24 divided by 6 and that gave us our answer. What we're going to have to do is we're going to need to think of a number that gives us a multiplication problem that is actually double of the area. Okay, now the way to do this, or way to figure this out, is we can take 24 and still divide it by the measurement that's given to you. So we're going to take 24 divided by 6. That's going to give us 4. Okay, now 4 is not the base. 4 feet would not be the base. We take the quotient, or the answer to our division problem, and then we just simply multiply that problem by 2, and that gives us 8. Okay, so let me just show you if I plug in this for the formula for finding area, base times height divided by 2. Okay, so we have, just plug it in, 6 times 8 divided by 2, that gives us 48. 48 divided by 2 gives us an area of 24. Okay, so the missing measurement here would be 8 feet, not 8 feet squared or anything like that, just 8 feet for the base of this problem. Okay, now we can do this one last problem together. If you want to press pause on the video, do the problem by yourself, that's fine. So if you want to do this by yourself, press pause now. If you want to work this problem through with me, we'll do it together here. So we're going to take, once again, the height is missing, or a measurement is missing, so we can take 30, divide this by 5 still. That's going to give us the measurement of 6. However, we can take our quotient and then we multiply that by 2, which will give us 12. Okay, so the answer to my problem would be 12 inches. Okay, so if I had a triangle of a base of 5 inches, a height of 12 inches, it would give me the area of 30 inches squared. And that is how you find the area of a triangle, and also the missing measurements within a triangle to find the area. Okay, and if you have any questions about this topic, please come in and see me.